from his 7. He would open the game. First punt, another 80-yarder. Are you freaking kidding me?
What the fuck?
Punt, another 80-yarder. Are you?
So you telling me ain't nobody drug test this nigga, bro? What's good, YouTube? I'm back another YouTube video, bruh. And today, my nigga, we got, what's the name of this video? The closest we ever got to a punter Heisman. A punter winning Heisman, my nigga? What? My nigga, the only time you ever see some shit like that is in college football challenges, my nigga. CLB 26 challenges, my nigga. That's the only way you would ever see some shit like that. Or a punter winning MVP. You would sit down like a matter challenge or some shit. But in real life, my nigga, what the fuck? Now, how good do you have to be as a punter to almost win a Heisman? I don't know if y'all know how crazy that is, my nigga. I'm pretty sure y'all all gotta know how crazy that is. But like, damn, my nigga. Woo! So my nigga, without further ado, my nigga, we finna see who the fuck this man is. So if you're new here, bro, leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. Follow me on my social on the screen. Nation, link in the description as well. On the road to 800 subs. Nigga, like 5 likes this video, and let's get into this shit. Okay.
It's about 100 yards long, about 52.5 yards across, and the goal is to get the ball from one end of the football field to another. Now, typically, it would be a massive success for a team to get 10 or even 20 yards in one play, much less 30 or 40 yards. But what if I were to tell you that there was a player whose sole purpose was to move the ball unfathomable distances on average compared to what the usual play is? A player whose job would be an abject failure if they did not change the field position on their play by a minimum of 40 yards. You might think to yourself, wow, that player is pretty important. And well, you'd be right to a degree. The man I'm talking about, of course, is the punter. A punter whose only job it is to give the other team the possession of the ball. Now, this drastic measure that has to be taken in football games can only be justified by the punter's effectiveness in moving the ball down the field and changing the field position. Therefore, making the decision to punt the ball one of the most important plays in football, especially to operate a game successfully.
Oh no, he got quarterback. If that's the if that's the punter if this the punter that they talking about, I don't know. This nigga got a quarterback drill. This nigga might be a QB. I don't know.
Decision to punt the ball, one of the most important plays in football, especially to operate a game successfully. But it's important the same way a seatbelt or airbags are important. They are arguably the most important features of cars, and if you need them, they better be good, but they're probably never going to be the main selling point.
Make sure y'all wear y'all seatbelts,
man. Oh, hold on.
Hello? Hello? I'm recording my last video, but we're going.
I was just trying to tell you I'm on the way home and that I'm literally leaving right now. I'll be home at 2:30.
Alright, this shouldn't take me up. This video not that long, but alright, I got you. We'll go on mute. Go on mute. Or you alright?
I was trying to tell you I'm about to listen to music, but I love you.
Alright, love you. Bye.
Call me when you're done.
Alright.
Alright.
My bad, y'all.
On a game-to-game level. But what if I told you that there was a time when all the stars aligned for a punter to rise up from his rank and become one of the biggest names on his team and even be talked about in the most
that's not the same punter they talking about.
Infamous Heisman conversation.
Shout out Smitty, my nigga. This nigga right here.
The infamous Heisman.
This nigga right here, bro. This nigga made a path for all of us skinny niggas to know what I'm saying. Don't give up, bro. Keep going. That's why me personally, I will always have respect for Smitty, my nigga. Always, bro. And he the first nigga I seen with the speed, with the Ted Johnson speed flash, bro. That's the first nigga I seen with that bitch too, bro. Had that shit on, bro. But shout out Smitty, bro. Real nigga, bro.
Conversation. It will require the most insane season of all time, and yet it happened. And today we're going to tell that story. But first, of course, we have to go back. But the only thing better than going back and reliving some of these football moments is being able to see them live. Like hearing the crowd pop when a big play is made, or feeling the electricity in the stadium.
This better not be no
when
promo.
there's a ton of tension going on. That is second to none, which is why I'm happy to present today's sponsor, Game Time.
Bro, my nigga, y'all niggas be sponsoring everybody. Like, who is this man, bro? How do y'all be getting? Y'all be sponsoring everybody but me, man. No free sponsor, nigga. Get your fuck on, bro. No free sponsor, nigga. No. Especially if it's not for me. No free sponsor, nigga.
So of course we're going
to go back
to a team out of the little-known Mountain West Conference. A team.
All that copyright and shit, y'all higher ups be doing. No, nigga, ain't no promo for y'all. No free promo, nigga. Fuck. I don't give a fuck if I got 5 subscribers, nigga. No free promo, bitch.
Lighthearted discussion as a Heisman candidate, and it starts, of course, with
yes, I'm hanging.
Not being particularly good.
Oh, throwing that bitch.
Obvious, but you can't win the Heisman as a punter if you don't punt. The Aztecs, well, they had a lot to be desired on offense. They would end up averaging a little over 300 yards per game. For what they would do this season is a little underperforming. This would
damn
a lot of punts for sure, but the
San Jose State, when the fuck? Okay.
Really have losing records. You would have to prove that you're doing enough to tilt the scales in your team's favor, and if you're not winning the offensive battle, you have to at least win the 2 other phases of the game, and well, their defense was the real deal. They would hold teams to a little over 300 yards a game as well, and would hold over half of their opponents to under 2 touchdowns, and overall would be great at stomping out opposing offensive drives. But what you might have just noticed out of all of that is that their offense only put up 340 yards. Their defense was holding teams to 321 yards. Is that really going to be good enough to push them to even a winning record?
Hell nah, these niggas looking like me playing defense on college football 26. Y'all niggas allow 300, 400 yards a game? Damn!
Dominating 12-2 record? Surely there must be something else playing a role here. Which is when I must introduce you to the cannon having, field flipping, Tim Tebow of punters, Matthew Ariza. And it wouldn't be fair for me to just stat dump on you. I could list off stats all day, but you need to take this in as a fan. So you're going to sit here right next to me and imagine that you're in the stands for the season opener.
I can't really see his face.
State University taking on New Mexico State. You really don't expect much, but your defense forces a punt on the opening drive, and after a short drive, your offense is now also forced to punt from the 31-yard line. Right now, you don't really have any expectation. A 50-yard.
Me personally, a 30 and 3, I'm going for it. 40. Depends where I'm at. Depends where I'm at on the field. I don't give a fuck. Cause about Spencer, bro. I can be in the other opponent's red zone. I'm still going for it. I don't give a fuck.
Just starting them on their own 25.
Unless I want to play like the game series for real.
This punter, whose name you don't even know, but hits the ball and it goes. The stadium just stood up. The returner can't get under it, and it slips through his hands while running backwards before he finally corrals it at the 6 and gets tackled at the 12. Who the is this guy, you think to yourself?
That was crazy.
The next drive starts, and you're down by 3 as you're again lining up to punt. This time, he doesn't hit it as clean, but the returner is so far back off his last kick that he can't run forward to get under it once again.
Oh, I'm kind of seeing how a punter can win Heisman, though. I think I'm kind of seeing it.
And the rest of this quarter would be going back and forth. Ariza was our star player, as now our plan was just get to 4th down and hope our punter could flip the field back to the other side, as he was routinely pinning them back until disaster would seem to strike. In one of their best field positions, they started at 38 but lose 18 yards on that drive. This could change the game. Somebody call an ambulance. But not for the Aztecs. Ariza sees all open grass and sees the returner scooting forward, and he hits an absolute pisser. It sails over the returner's head. He lets it go, hoping for a touchback, but the ball starts to curve. Now he's forced to pick it up and try to make anything happen, but gets pinned at the 2-yard line. A 77-yard punt with -1 yard.
That's crazy as fuck.
What were we witnessing? To put a little extra context, all right, Matt Ariza first caught the ball all the way.
Damn!
And now the Aggies offense was starting at their 2-yard line. Look at how
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I hope one day, bro, I'm able to do like a fun game of pick up football, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm playing quarterback or receiver or some shit, bro. I want to see how it is on the football field. I know what I mean, bro.
But he
I don't got no burrows to do it
in
with,
the
bro.
third from backed up again, he'd rattle off a 57-yarder that was covered beautifully. As now he was consistently backing up the Aggies, where their lead was slipping as the Aztec offense was able to capitalize on the good field position.
Okay.
Come alive with a 3-touchdown quarter before Josh Carlson of the Aggies tries to fight back, 67-yarder to the 11, and the offense reverts back to their first half antics. But
What the fuck? Oh.
He comes out and puts the icing on the cake of his debut game.
What's his stats?
He comes.
Damn. Oh my! I can see now.
Put the icing on the cake of his debut game as he hits a 75-yard rocket. At this point, you don't even have to pretend to be in the stands because the announcer's reaction says it all.
My goodness, Ariza, MVP, 16-yard line.
That's crazy.
75 yards. He has a 77, a 75, and I believe a 65.
That's fucking crazy.
Matt Ariza, MVP, and having one punt of 70 yards is hard enough, but 2 in one game and a 63-yarder from earlier.
What?
Ariza was doing something we had never seen.
77 and a 75?
9 punts, averaging 57 yards, and he was not going to stop.
What the fuck?
Following week,
Bro, see. Now look, I never knew it was a way that a punter can win Heisman until now, my nigga. I never knew that shit. Never.
To make a name for himself. As on
For
his
Oregon
second
State.
kick, he would massacre a 57-yard bomb, where now NFL returner Britton Covey would take it back 80 yards for a touchdown. This would awaken something in Ariza as it became clear that he would have to start taking matters into his own hands, including scoring, as at the end of the first quarter, he would have to go as far as kick a 51-yard field goal just to get them
He
on
made that
board.
shit?
But he'd also take matters into his hands as far as coverage, as twice when Covey was trying to get some big returns going, Matt Ariza would fly downfield, crushing Covey and stifling the returns to 10 and 12 yards, which was insane. But
damn,
on the
nigga!
play of the game for Matt, he boots another massive kick against the U, 59 yards with only a short return in a game where he would ultimately average 51.5 yards per punt on 9 attempts while making 2 tackles and keeping 4 of those inside the 20. At this point, waves were starting to be made, but quietly against the FCS, he was going to have one of his most insane performances we had seen when they particularly did not need it. They would only call him out 3 times this entire game, but those 3 would be magical. Punt 1, he would rock it off. The Townsend punt returner can't seem to be able to track it with the...
Oh, God, I don't be able to track that shit.
Bounce as he has
Nigga,
to
this fair catch and just let it bounce,
bro.
bro. That's your best bet, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. When you play this Matt Ariza nigga, bro, whatever this nigga last name is, bro, your best bet, twin, is just to let it bounce, bro. Let that shit bounce, bro. Don't touch it, bro. Run out the way and let it bounce, bro.
Worst punt of the day. The next one, he was...
Oh, wait, what was his worst
play? Pinning his own team at the 7 after a 58-yard boot that nets 63 yards. This would be his worst punt of the day.
And this nigga still managed... Okay.
He would demolish
That's crazy as fuck.
yards. Once again, he was unable to be fielded where a favorable Tiger bounce gives him an opportunity to not get completely crushed as he regains about 5 yards of that field
Damn.
position, still netting 67 yards. And of course, his final punt, the game already slipping away from the Tigers, who were getting absolutely buried in the back of their own end zone. And he hits another 67-yarder in the air, where it immediately rolls out the back of the end zone. But once again,
That's crazy.
3 punts, tallying another 70-yarder to make 3 in 4 games, where most NFL punters won't hit 3 in their entire career.
Oh, God.
At this point, the term was being thrown around, Matt Ariza, punt god. And game after game, it was just going to be fireworks from that. Against New Mexico, though not totally needed, he would add another 64-yard punt to his resume. San Jose State would be an absolute defensive meat grinder of a game where Matt would essentially be forced to pooch punt the entire first half. But the second half, he would get to save his team's field position from backed up and would
Imagine getting carried by a punter or something.
86-yarder to the freaking 3. He hit an 80.
So you telling me this nigga was carrying this nigga whole team, bro? Against San Jose State, you're telling me he carried his whole fucking team, bro?
An 86-yarder to the freaking 3. He hit an 86-yarder to the freaking 3.
That's
You know
fucking
how
crazy.
demoralizing that is? You just stopped them all the way down there, and now your offense is taking the shotgun snap with their heels 3 deep in the end zone. That's insane!
Yeah,
So
yeah.
not only did that mean he had hit more 70-yard punts than most punters will ever hit in his career, but he now hit an ever-elusive 80-yarder, which many NFL punters will never hit a single one in their entire career.
That's crazy.
He wouldn't stop there. He'd go on and hit another 50.
Bruh. My bad, y'all. My fucking webcam froze, bruh. This shit was getting interesting as fuck. Then my webcam decided to fucking freeze. But we're back. Fuck you talking about, bruh. Don't ain't shit can't stop this grind. Look, I love this shit.
And would even
Well, I love you too.
the
You too. This shit.
53-yarder fair caught at the
You know, I ain't nowhere. Y'all still love this shit. This shit fine,
for
bro.
a 52-yard average.
I'm still grateful, though. I'm grateful to have damn near 800
0
subs,
yards
bro.
of return, absolutely bailing this team out from the depths of their own field position, where they would take it to overtime and win. And if you thought it couldn't get any better, well, let me take you to Air Force, where from his 7, he would open the game. First punt, another 80-yarder. Are you freaking kidding me?
What the
Open team
fuck?
inside- Punt, another 80-yarder. Are you
So you telling me ain't nobody drug test this nigga, bro?
freaking kidding me? Stopping a team inside their 10-yard line to have them start just outside their own 10 is absolutely demoralizing football. But it didn't stop there. He would pin them at the 10, then hit another 67-yard punt to add to his record book and end the game with back-to-back punts, forcing fair catches inside the 15, while the Aztec defense held the Air Force to just 14 points in another win spurred on by Matt's massive change in field possession. It's also worth noting that during
Yeah, they own his
process,
ass.
he contributed in the field goal aspect, and while that mainly wasn't his main concern, he connected on 2 field goals, which literally gave them the win, as changing the field position was not
That's
enough
embarrassing.
without it. But then Fresno State would come into town, and despite Matt's best effort with his first 4 punts starting the Bulldogs inside their 15-yard line, every single time their defense would just unfortunately give up points on every drive. He
That's
kept them
crazy.
in the game as 2 of those drives only ended with field goals. But this would be Matt's lowest average of his entire season. Across the 6 punts, he averaged 38 yards, but the thing was, is even on those 6 punts, the average starting field position was the 12-yard line, which is just insane.
That
But
is
after
insane.
that, he was honestly back to his old ways. He opens up against Hawaii by
And they
dropping the
ranked
ball on
too.
the 2-yard line. His second punt from deep back went 79 yards, as he would just be pinning the Rainbow Warriors back the rest of the game. Do you know why people were beginning to, even if only slightly in jest, toss his name as a deep dark horse Heisman candidate? At the very least, he was the most valuable player on their team, as many of their
Yeah.
games were decided by massive changes.
Oh,
in
this
field
old.
position,
This is when
and it
C.J.
just
Stroud was playing.
Didn't freaking stop. He would open up against the Broncos by hitting a 61-yard dong shot to the 11, then pin them again at the 8 before having just a pretty good day after that. And with it, they made it to the championship. And all the news could talk about was how their punter, Matt Ariza, had carried them there. The punt god was what he was known for, and well, Utah State said, if we shut him down, how good is this team? And then perhaps
Damn!
testament to
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
how good is this team? And then perhaps
What the fuck? My nigga, this ain't Punter doing this shit. That's not a punter swing. That's an ATH, my nigga. That nigga right there, 100% has ATH next to his fucking name, my nigga. Cause what punter is hitting like that, my nigga? What punter? What? I'm no. I'm watching this shit again.
Down. How good is this team?
Look.
Then perhaps
What the fuck?
the big
That's not normal for no punter, my nigga. Not normal. That's I'm scared of that nigga, bro. A punter that hits like that is 100% scary. What the fuck?
is testament to how much they were.
Look at that shit.
Come out and block two.
Oh my god.
How much they relied on him is they come out.
That might be the thumbnail. That nigga might have to be in the thumbnail.
Shut down Ariza and turn this game around to win 46-13. They said that if we can get San Diego State behind behind the sticks, behind the chains, so that way they can't really punt in the second half, then we got a chance to win. And they absolutely were right. By not letting them punt, by blocking 2 punts, they absolutely destroyed the San Diego State.
Damn.
But for the first time in the history of the sport, a punter won his team MVP on a team that had 10 wins. That's right, of all the players, nobody was more valuable than Ariza. And
what the fuck? So y'all niggas telling me a punter carried these niggas whole season, bro? I thought this nigga just carried a game. No, this nigga carried their whole fucking season, bro. That's crazy.
Like I said, his Heisman candidacy only being thrown around with grains of salt. For the first time ever, Punter Heisman was at least being thrown around, and his accolades backed it up. Team MVP, highest gross average in NCAA history, more 80-yard punts in one season than the last decade in the NFL, as well as a handful of 70-yarders.
In the NFL, twin.
Fucking dump truck of 50-yard punts. He also ended with
this was like
more punts
2020.
outside of 20 than any other punter that year. He won the Ray Guy Award for the best punter that year and forever cemented his legacy as the greatest college punter of all time.
But that, my dear friends, is the story of the greatest college punter of all time.
I'm not gonna lie, that nigga is most definitely one of the greatest college punters of all time. I'm not gonna lie, he up there. Not one of the greatest college punter of all time. But if I enjoyed the video, bro, leave a like, come subscribe down below, follow me on my socials on this connection, link in the description as well. On the road to 800 subs, and I catch y'all boys in the next one. Peace.